The werewolf saved me. This could have been my last mission, but luck was on my side. The werewolf saved me. Our team was assembled in minutes, given a briefing. Target 20 objects. Don't be surprised. Don't take prisoners. Keep it confidential. Our rapid response team regularly carried out assignments. This was one of them. After a brief briefing, there were still many questions. We were to be dropped at a secret scientific base belonging to some institute where things had gone awry. We didn't know how the objects were armed, but we knew they were dangerous because they weren't human. The military transport landed us in the middle of the taiga, next to a one-story building. We took our positions. The presumed enemy showed no sign, and we didn't know how it could reveal itself. We approached the building and entered through a broken window. All the windows were shattered. The doors were intact, some even locked. Inside, all the equipment was smashed to pieces. In one room, we discovered the gruesome remains of 2 scientists. I won't go into details, but one of us got sick from what we saw. I still don't have the right to disclose the names of those involved in that operation, although the guys deserve to be known. I'll call him Second for now. We pulled Second into the corridor, waited for him to recover, and started circling the perimeter of the building. In 2 more locked rooms, we found the remains of scientists. By following the traces, we were able to roughly reconstruct the sequence of events. Some rooms had cages. Apparently, experimental subjects were kept there. Somehow, the prisoners managed to break free. Instead of hiding in the taiga, they staged a gruesome spectacle, breaking into rooms through windows and unleashing their accumulated hatred on people. It was too late to track down the destroyers. It was already getting dark. We decided to start the search in the morning, and in the meantime, we set up camp in the attic of the laboratory. We found a retractable ladder and climbed up, setting up guard at both auditory windows. We prepared for the night. As soon as the forest plunged into the twilight of the night, a hoarse howl echoed nearby, as wolf-like as human. Similar voices responded from the depths of the forest, but I couldn't count them. Second showed weakness again. He panicked, and since he was by one of the auditory windows, he opened fire into the forest twilight. Something darted between the trees, and Second started shooting again. It was hard to stop him. We yanked the gun away and relieved Second of his guard duty. We sent him to the center of the attic, and we took positions in pairs by the windows. We pulled the retractable ladder inside. Suddenly, the top of the nearest tree crashed through our auditory window. It scratched the wall, tore off a board from the window frame, cracked, and came inside. A similar noise came from the opposite window. "They're crawling." They yelled from there and opened fire. We also saw agile creatures climbing towards the window. The horrifying fang face appeared in front of me. I fired. The fallen monster was followed by another one. The attack of the furry tooth beasts in our window ended only after my partner and I had taken out 5 of them. The guys at the other window were also frightened. "Never seen anything like it," they said, trying to push out the tree trunk that had fallen inside the attic. Unknown creatures, but they act in unison. We took down 3 of them. "Shoot single shots," I advised. "I think they'll crawl again." I was wrong. The creatures abandoned the assault, but howled with hoarse voices. We managed to pull the trees stuck in the windows outside and throw them. As dawn broke, we crawled out of our hiding place. I was in the lead. No sooner had I set foot on the ground than a shot rang out of the window, and a wounded creature squealed beside me. It was the first time I saw it in the light. It moved on its hind legs, occasionally leaning on its front ones, which were more like hands. I raised my rifle and shot it in the back. The creature fell face down, and immediately, hoarse howls erupted from the bushes. I fired blindly. Useless. They quickly learned to hide behind trees or press against the ground. Incredibly clever. There were no corpses of those we shot during the night. Later, we found out they were eating them. In a matter of seconds, the whole group was down there. We took the dead creature to get a good look at it. It was something between a human and a wolf. Furry, toothy, big-headed. It was something horrifying, with pointed ears above an intelligent face. We made a mistake. While examining the dead creature, we got distracted. Immediately, we paid the price. Monsters leapt out simultaneously from all sides. Their actions were so coordinated, as if all 11 were one organism. If we had noticed them earlier, the operation would have been successful, but second died first. The furry beast grabbed him from behind and sank its teeth into his neck. 3 creatures attacked my former partner simultaneously. He shot the first one, but the other 2 knocked him to the ground and finished him off. 2 other soldiers managed to fire several short bursts, and took 4 of them to the other side. All this happened in the blink of an eye, but my brain vividly recorded the course of the battle. With single shots, I managed to neutralize 2 of them. The third bit into my left shoulder, just as the bayonet attached to the rifle ripped open its belly. It's amazing how they distributed themselves so that the stronger opponents faced more attackers. Did they plan it in advance? Could they sense it? While I finished off the monster, the 3 surviving ones switched to me. Kicking the dead one away, I raised my rifle. The barrel jumped chaotically, sending bullets indiscriminately. 2 creatures caught theirs. The only beast left from the attackers sank its teeth into the same wounded shoulder and knocked me to the ground. I saw its yellow, inhuman eyes right in front of me. A disgusting smell emanated from its fanged mouth, and I was ready to die. Suddenly, the beast recoiled and dashed away. Still not believing in salvation, I glanced to the side. In the middle of the battlefield stood a massive figure resembling a bear. Locking eyes with me, it spoke almost intelligibly. Wolves. Don't like them, and that was really bad. I thought it was time for pre-death hallucinations. But the bear, as I understood later, was the 20th unit of the objects designated for destruction. Apparently, it too was a product of genetic experiments. But, unlike the other creatures, it didn't live in a cage. Perhaps it had a lot of freedom and could roam in the taiga. Otherwise, why didn't it save the scientists when they were being attacked and chewed on by the werewolf wolves? Wolves are evil, repeated the werewolf, dragging me to the middle of the helipad, and then, barely hearing the distant hum of an engine, turned and disappeared into the taiga. The authorities arrived. They picked up the bodies of my comrades, counted the corpses of the killed creatures, and took me. About number 20, the bear, I was silent. Everything was fair. The werewolf saved me, and in return, I kept his secret in life. When the press buzzed about Dolly, the sheep, the circumstances of that long-ago expedition finally clicked in my understanding. Obviously, in genetics, we had come a long way, but all of it was under the label classified. Even our limited group wasn't supposed to know what the scientists had gotten into, what frightening results they could achieve. Attempts to create hybrids of humans with animals, or simply werewolves, were prophetically reflected in many works. Brilliant warnings predicted the futility of such attempts, but do humans care about prophecies? I had to deal with such experiments, and who knows if such experiments are still being conducted. Dealing with the failures of sorrowful geneticists always falls on someone like me. After all, it was a werewolf that saved my life, even though he himself was a victim of genetic experimentation.